6 p.m.
And she's here already. How you doing, Noella?
I'm well. I'm good. How are you?
The way you shudder.
George, it's a new year.
It's a new year.
Yeah.
So, where did you say you were going after the show?
Church.
You're going to
church
church
service today, so I'm expecting to see you after.
Which church service are you talking about?
Thanks.
Oh, the multimedia group. Thanks. I mean, not everybody in multimedia group is Christian, so not everybody goes to church. So when you're saying it, if you say church, someone like Kwame Rasta can't follow you. Yeah, but if you say we are going to a shrine to pour some libations, that one you get him there.
I'll get him. Yeah.
He's a traditionalist. Philip 9, for instance, can't follow you to church. Hey, sorry, it's okay.
He's a
sorry, his wife is listening.
Anyway, so
what's happening in showbiz this week?
I want to wish our listeners a happy new year. I mean, this is the first show officially to begin the year.
Me, so I feel like I know wish them
a happy new year to everyone.
Let me also wish them a very, very beautiful happy new year. Yeah. It's gonna be a great year. I can feel it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can feel it. You know the year will be great when the house that is not for jokers and comedy.
Only 4 years. I'm telling you, you're not gonna finish in 4 years. Listen, my point is that we'll see UTV. We'll see UTV. So just shut up. That's none of your business. No, you say I'm telling you. Don't put words in my mouth.
You just said it.
Don't put words in my mouth.
You just said the president cannot finish his 4 years. Is that right?
So what? I'm going to shoot the president or kill the president. What do you mean?
The things you are saying, I'll be called as a witness.
No, nobody will call you as a witness.
Thank you very much. Let's move on. Moving on.
Sir. What are you talking? What are you talking about?
So that was artist manager Bulldog, making some unfortunate statements about the president on UTV. And George, when the story broke, he came under heavy criticisms, especially on social media, with many also lambasting the show's host, Nama McBrown, for not instructing him to retract the statement. But apparently, at the latter part of the show, she asked him to sort of retract the statement. Let's hear him do that.
There's no way I have anything personal against the president. I am a citizen. So, me can't say me kwaku kuno, and I say me kwadebi. I'm not threatening him. I'm saying, sir, he should pay.
And Bulldog, before you go, I want you to retract. That's
exactly what I'm about to say, sir. You see, you can't assemble, interjection, and then. There's no way.
Retracting his statement. But nonetheless, he was picked up by the BNI, and this was confirmed by veteran musician Rex Amar.
We are now my team members never confirm me catch me say what is the arrest Bulldog. Me tell me muka. Your friend a lawyer several times and apparently I'm say much and now BNI. But
remained in the authorities' custody for over 24 hours. At some point we heard that he was being arraigned before court. But on Wednesday we heard that he had been granted bail. And he went silent on the matter until this morning on Facebook. He posted something quite lengthy, but I'm going to read the salient bit of it. It says, innumerable thanks to my big brothers, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Ibrahim Mahama. Your Excellency, the consolatory call and wise counsel was humbling. God bless you, sir. To my family and friends in the entertainment and media landscape, I say thank you for the love and support. To Despite Media, God bless you for the love. To the inmate I spent time with in the roughest and toughest cell in Ghana, that's the striking force, I say be strong and God keep you safe. To my entire legal team, you are exceptional. To every prayer said for me by my friends, family, acquaintances, well-wishers, and unknown admirers, God bless you all. And says, my resolve is unshakable with God as my strength. So essentially, that's what he had to say, saying thank you to the former president and his brother, Ibrahim Mahama. And I want to know, I don't know if you want to introduce.
Let me introduce Uncle Kennedy officially.
First.
And Kwame Rasta is also. I have announced them already, but I haven't, given them the opportunity to speak. Uncle Ken, how are you doing, sir?
George, very fine.
How are you prepping for tomorrow's defeat?
Oh, please, we are here for entertainment.
Oh, so we should focus on that then.
Let's focus on why we are here today. When
I like
tomorrow comes, next week,
then we can speak about your defeat.
We'll talk about tomorrow.
Your defeat.
Yes, next week. But how are you? You were in Tamale.
Yes, I was in
I'm
Tamale.
monitoring you in Tamale.
Yes, Uncle Ken. And let me first say a very, very special thanks to my brother and friend Nash Idi. Nash Idi is phenomenal. Uncle Ken, some jollof and goats bipa that Nash Idi. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And then the following day he topped it up with some fufu and light soup. You would be shocked. Look, I enjoyed the fufu and light soup in Tamale better than the last one I had in Kumasi.
I see.
And Nash Idi just knows the right places.
Right.
And of course, to all my friends at Africa World Airlines, I mean, they are just something else. Yeah.
Nice
and Olivia, good afternoon to you. They are superb. And Tamale is a beautiful place.
Oh,
you should let us go sometime.
I have been to Tamale on 3 occasions, and I love it. I love it.
And the Dakpema sends his regards, and the entertainment chief Adam Musa also. They all send their regards.
Nice one.
Yeah. They are considering making me chief.
You too.
Yeah.
Shatta was made one.
We just don't know what title to give to me. that's the problem. So they said I should come back. So we will think about it collectively. Then when I go back, we'll see.
Nice.
Yes.
Glad you enjoyed your stay.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And the guys at Modern City Hotel were also very fantastic.
Nice
It was a beautiful trip. Rasta, yes, sir. How are you doing? Obo has removed his Rasta. Speak up. Why are you afraid of the mic in 2021?
Oh, one Rasta man has come out his hair, so
the others have to be careful.
you don't one shouting.
One shout. That's cool.
George, let me say a happy new year to all listeners.
Thank you very much.
Because it's important we say happy new year.
Yes,
We've missed them, and I'm sure they've missed us too.
Yeah,
we're glad to be back.
Yeah. And we've also been joined by the nearly Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture.
But why is he sitting there?
Had NDC on Sadiq Abdullahi Abu. Social distancing. That's why he's sitting there. So social distancing. Uncle Ken, the numbers are still rising. So we have to maintain social distancing. Yes. That's why he's sitting there. Yes.
I'm glad he's sitting very far away from me.
Where you can heckle me. Where you can heckle me today.
Sadiq, how you doing, man?
I'm good, George.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, George. Happy New Year.
Yes. How's my wife? Ajia Power.
Oh, she's fine.
Ajia Power is doing very well.
She's
Yes.
good.
Uncle Ken, that's Sadiq's wife's name. Ajia Power.
I know Sadiq's wife. She's a lovely lady.
Oh, you have no idea.
Quite unlike him.
Seriously. I don't even know why she didn't find someone as gentle as me.
But I'm a gentleman.
Please.
I'm a gentleman.
On a good day.
Everybody knows I'm
On a good day. Welcome, though. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, Uncle Ken, what's your take on this Bulldog matter?
George.
Yeah.
The experiences I've had with Bull have always been the way his emotions get the better of him at times. Bull was a regular on this show for a while.
Yeah.
And it so happened that a similar thing happened at Joy FM when Bull just went off, and said certain very unsavory things. And we weren't happy with it. And then he decided not to come again to Joy FM. So when this thing happened, I wouldn't say I was surprised. I wasn't surprised because Bull has always been on the tangent with the president. Even if the matter did not involve the president, Bull will find a way to rope in the president. When it was entertainment matters and all that we were discussing here. So I wasn't too surprised. But I've always known Bull to be the sort of person who speaks with emotions, and so I realized that he didn't really mean what he said.
Yeah.
I believed that because of the way I know him. He was just being the same old Bull.
Yeah.
And I think that towards the end of the show, he should have been categorical with his apology.
Yeah.
and just said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I went off a bit and said this and this, but I can't do it," because he tried saying that. He said, "I cannot kill. Can I shoot the president? Can I kill the president?"
Yeah.
Everybody knows Bull will not go out of his way to kill the president. And then I haven't heard him speak till
the post.
Noella just read his
post.
tweet. Was it a tweet?
It was a post on Facebook.
It was a Facebook thing. And I would have loved him to start with an apology before going along to thank those who had helped him. It would have put the matter to better rest. But not even mentioning an apology in that post as to what took him there in the first place is problematic for me.
Okay. Rasta. No, Sadiq, don't worry. I'll get to you shortly. Rasta.
Yeah, you see?
No, I was talking to
No, he was talking to Philip. Yes.
I hope so.
Yes. All right. Yes, Rasta, let's hear you on this one.
I am excited. I was super excited when news broke that he's been released. He's been granted bail. And because the last time he was that deep, he was picked up in front of this building. He was invited in front of this building. And then it turns out that they kept him for a while. And those of us who were in the deep of that particular incident or allegation against him, I mean, we took up arms, went berserk on radio, dishing it out to our very highly serviceable and competent Ghana police for citing him as a prime suspect in a murder case. Now, the Saturday, I think he was picked up on a Thursday. On a Thursday. No, not this one, the first one. Yeah, the Fennec one. So the Saturday, I came down and I went to see him caged at the Cantonment police station. He was in good spirits behind the cage, inside deep. And I mean, Boo is on record. I mean, he's admitted that he's had serious experiences in other police stations, So for me, him being inside, I wasn't worried like he's in a strange place. He's quite okay, I mean, when you remember when he was picked alongside Arnold?
Yeah, the xylophone incident.
The xylophone issues.
Yes. Arnold was, he wept. Babu was home. So me, this one, when I hear say they pick him up, that time when I did what I did in brotherliness, I was invited. George, have you ever been invited to the CID headquarters, like the top? It is not children, my brother.
No.
And when I got there, but for my lawyer, then now executive secretary to the president, Nana Santi Bedietu, I would have been kept for a while, my brother. And when we got to the top, we saw Bulldog there, coughed and taking it easy.
He welcomed you.
And then he was like, yo, me no fear here. Get boss and here so listen, he was okay. My brother was cool. So listen, he says that at the tail end of his statement, I saw it on Instagram. He says that his resolve remains unshaken with God as his strength.
Yeah.
And as to which bit of his resolve which is unshaken,
you don't know.
Charlie, yo.
Let me bring Sadiq into the convo. Sadiq, let's make it so we can go back to Noella.
I understand you were actually with him when he was picked up.
Oh, were you?
That's what I heard.
I was one of the first people that got the information
that he was going to be picked up or had been picked up.
Had been picked up.
Okay.
And I mean, the information came very deep, and that was how we got to know that, in fact, it was some Jubilee House boys that had picked him up.
Okay.
And not knowing what to do, they just dumped him at the BNI. So I got to know about that, and then we tried.
So wait, are you saying they picked him up without any plan, any idea, any motivation? Because not knowing what to do, they dumped him there.
Yeah, from what
wasn't that the plan?
From what I understand, in fact.
So then, why did they go pick him up?
To him, didn't seem to be a real one. I don't know if subsequently they will get a real one.
Sorry.
Okay. Let's.
We are here. we can't hear him.
Picked him in front of
like
his
he's
house.
talking.
He was
to
picked
you.
in front of his house. Okay.
House with Salty. So when we got that, we did a normal reaching out. I mean, from the party perspective and corrects, the national organizer, and of course his lawyer, who everybody got involved in kickstarting the process to ensure that he gets bail. You know. So yeah, and then I could see Uncle Ken. I know the advice. I mean, it's a good one.
Yeah.
For him to have probably started with an apology, but the case is in court. There's a particular plea, and so without recourse to that,
apology could
incriminate him or could make his case
because they would ask, so what are you apologizing for?
Exactly.
Okay.
You know. And so, I've seen a lot of commentary in public, a lot of them saying, we threatened the president and everything. The charges that was there didn't have anything to do with threat. Interestingly, it didn't have anything. But for me, like Uncle is saying, I mean, I know Bulldog, and I believe he was not going to do anything untoward. And in fact, he did retract and purge himself on the show. The next day, on Halifax's show as well in the morning, he did purge himself. But all of this, trust me, for me personally, I think that the same people that were throwing their weight about from the Jubilee House boys, the guys on Saturday, Sunday, trying to teach him, some small power and everything, did in fact abuse their power.
Well, that's an opinion. I mean, and like I would also, for me, I know I've known Bulldog for God knows how long, and I would plead that much as sometimes some of these things could be a little, should I say, unsavory. I mean, we all know Bulldog. That doesn't mean anybody should go justifying what he said. But, I mean, if you know Bulldog, I don't think you would take some of these things that seriously. Regardless, I think it would be nice that, in the interest of, or for the national interest, everybody who has an opportunity to speak into a microphone or to speak to an audience and all that, we are all circumspect in the words that we choose and what we say and all that, because though Bulldog is a very kind person, soft person at heart and very gentle and all that, what he says may influence other people to react in other ways, and that is what could be the problem, because everybody who knows Bulldog knows that he's a very kind gentleman, and it's very unfortunate some of these things do come up. But Noella, let's go back and let's know what else happened in showbiz.
Let's go to church, shall we?
Okay, shall we? Let's go. Hallelujah.
And yeah, my baby, now I feel more. Never thought I was gonna make it. There were times of disappointment.
Attention to the song, the lyrics of the song, and listen to the part that the secular guy sang. My purpose for featuring Efia, Akwabwa, Mama Cynthia, and the Nshoma Kids was to unite musicians, irrespective of secular or gospel, on a Thanksgiving song. I don't think that God will reject Thanksgiving from the tagged areas for. And for Efia, aside COVID, she had a prophecy that she was going to die. And by the grace of God, this prophecy didn't happen. So for somebody like her, who can best express thanksgiving? Akwabwa is a member of the Parliament Church. He has been a choir director for over 20 years. Akwabwa writes songs for some gospel artists. Akwabwa has written songs for Imamesi, for Sisi Chum, and these songs have become hits. These are facts. But those songs were not condemned, even though they were written by secular artists. But today, they are featured on a gospel song, and it's a big issue. And
the sound you just played doesn't really go with the script I read.
But what's the story about?
Into it. Yeah. No, we'll get into that. Okay. But so like I was saying, on Hits FM, she revealed that the likes of Obi Nete and Ninoy had tagged, her song with Efia and Akwabwa as needless.
Oh dear.
And in fact, Obi Nete was called into the show to react to that allegation. Let's hear Obi Nete.
On Andy Dusty's show?
Yeah.
Okay, that's Obi on Celestine, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. Let's hear that. He's been trending this week.
It's not like any other genre. Like I keep saying, it's a different market. And you have to be very, very careful when you're coming in there. So people have to understand that where we are, we need to arrange people before we make a move or create an agenda. This is what I keep saying. You don't just wake up and do stuff. I've asked how many people, gospel artists, have succeeded after doing these collaborations. Have we been able to talk to our people? Have we been able to make their minds ready for these collaborations? No, we don't. You wake up and you go and do a collaboration, and the next day the artist you've done a collaboration with is doing something different. How would you feel as a gospel artist?
Okay.
And don't forget, we are eating into two markets. She's eating into a fierce market. If is eating into a market. So what message are you sending? You want to win souls. You don't win a soul and then the next day you put a person on pulpit. We're talking about the word of God or preaching the message of Christ. Let's get our areas are different. We don't do secular, we do gospel. Ours is more spiritual, and I keep saying it is your spirit that ministers the song, not the lyrics. For us, where we stand, though, it is the content is like you have a character. So it is more about your character than even the lyrics of the song. And for Celestine, the song she made, she said it was a thank you song. From the explanation, it was a thank you song, and she needed every person on it. I played the song, so I don't know why somebody will say I'm being judgmental. I'm not being judgmental. All I'm saying is that for us in our market, you need to survey the market, and we need to orient the people before we get into such collaborations.
So that was Obi, and that's not all, because Andy Dusty also granted an interview on an Accra-based radio station, and sharing his thoughts on, the Celestine story. He actually opined that he believed the Celestine story was cooked up, and the reason why DJs won't play her songs is because she doesn't pay. What doesn't she pay? We don't know. But let's listen to Andy.
Interesting. Andy Dusty.
We were in this country when the Lumumba even gave us a gospel album. It was a gospel album. When Mercy recorded songs and didn't mention Jesus' name, hey, what's about that? You guys said no about sliding, right?
We had issues like there was backlash around it, just like how there's backlash around Celestine Donko, so.
Who's bashing Celestine Donko cry in the first place? Who? That's in the movie suspecting it's a hype. Who's bashing her? The
manager is saying that some Christian TV and radio stations are not playing it. And yesterday, the manager went ahead to mention 15 people.
She doesn't play. Did she pay? If she had paid, they would have played. What is she talking about? And making that excuse. And making people feel bad that, how does the fear even feel? Has she found out? She needs to find out how these people are feeling.
And as expected, the blogs picked the story and blew it up with various headlines. In fact, let me read one of the headlines here. It says, Celestine doesn't pay Payola. That's why her songs aren't played. And so Andy had to come in again, clarifying his statement.
It's so unfortunate that if these bloggers put out stories and then they attach the video or the audio, better yet, they twist the stories in their write-ups. It's so unfortunate. All I said was that Celestine Donko can say that. When you go to a TV or radio station and they deny or they refuse to play a song that has, in quotes, a secular artist, and it may be against their policy. Yeah. Is there any policy like that at all? There's none. Okay, so even if you send your song to a radio or TV station for them to play your song and they come up with such
guidelines,
or whatever position they may have taken, the best thing you need to do is pay them. I hope you understand what I'm saying. If she had paid them, this wouldn't have come up. This was what I said. I'm not saying she doesn't pay payola. I don't care whether she pays payola or not.
Uncle Ken can't believe his ears. But I had a conversation with Celestine, and she had a reply for Andy Dusty.
Okay. Okay, let's find that one. The devil is a liar. It appears we can. There it is. Okay.
I think that perhaps there are some people out there who also think it's just for post. But I'm just being careful because, there is always tomorrow. It's a sad reality.
Another way he reacted to this development was that he believes the reason why these Christian stations are not playing your songs is because you don't pay. Do you pay?
I don't own the TV stations. So if their rule is that you would pay before they play your songs, how else am I going to get my songs played? Unless the TV station is also open to play the songs for artists for free.
So in this case, were you asked to pay that she didn't pay?
No, that wasn't the case at all. That wasn't the case. But I thank God that he has vindicated me in the sense that he has confirmed that without paying, we are not played. So please, pastors, now that you've heard, help us so that we can pay. I'm almost completing my 7th album. And of all the songs I have released, they should check my track records. If I have these cooked hypes, no.
Shared in detail why she decided to feature Efia and Akwabwa.
Okay.
I want to pay attention. He called me and he said, gospel for her. Why would people say things like that? Do they know me? Do they know my secret relationship with God? The secular world is a very important part of the kingdom of God. It is up to God. There are certain things that are in the jurisdiction of God. It is up to Him to choose who to cut off and who to allow. So we are supposed to just grow together. That is why we are Christian. We eat hard, yes, water, and we don't die. These social media platforms we are using, they are developed by gay people. Some are satanists, but we use those platforms and we are not corrupted. Our job is to avail our talents, avail our gifts, avail our songs, and make it open and full of love so that anybody at all can come and have a chance. Because we never know who God will call tomorrow. I want people to pay attention to the song, the lyrics of the song, and listen to the part that the secular guy sang. My purpose for featuring Efia, Akwabwa, Mama Cynthia, and the Enshoma Kids was to unite musicians, irrespective of secular or gospel, on a Thanksgiving song. I don't think that God will reject Thanksgiving from the tagged areas before. And for Efia, aside COVID, she had a prophecy that she was going to die. And by the grace of God, this prophecy didn't happen. So for somebody like her, who can best express Thanksgiving? Akwabwa is a member of the Parliament Church.
That I find that. Oh, let me, listeners. We've got the legendary Black Rasta in the studio. Yeah, Black Rasta, how you doing?
Fine.
Yeah. Charlie, I like the get up. You've been too consistent, but we'll come back and talk about it in a minute. Oh. Charlie, but I feel like you grow fat more.
Trying to lose weight.
Okay, interesting.
George,
Yes, Uncle Ken.
Can we comment on what has just transpired?
No, Uncle Ken, we'll come back. We'll have to comment on all. No, Noella needs to finish her part. We'll come back. Don't worry. We'll come back. Uncle Ken, I promise you, we'll come back. Noella, what next?
Right, so this is Showbiz A to Z. It's actually Showbiz This Week on Showbiz A to Z. It's an interactive show, so you can join us via Facebook. We're streaming live on Facebook. You want to share your thoughts on the stories we've done so far, you can also do that via Twitter with the hashtag Showbiz A to Z. Now, George, so the Ghana Oscar Committee has been justifying their decision not to submit any Ghanaian, movie for the 93rd Academy Awards, this year. Now, a member of the 14-member committee, Leila Jansi, said that all 4 films submitted had issues with copyright, infringement, blatant lack of adherence to rules, no research, amongst others. And I want us to listen
We did
listen to Leila,
4 entries into the 93rd Academy Awards, but each one of them had a problem. There was one that felt like it was a spoof of all the Godfather movies and had a James Bond theme opening. Look, with an Academy screening, the people who screen to select the shortlist are not necessarily the Academy members. They are screening multiple films. You have like 5 to 10 minutes of watch time for them, and they stop watching and the movie's put away. Nobody touches it anymore. And then we had one that was supposed to be set in Fernando Po, which is a Portuguese colony, and they were speaking Ghana. The film was supposed to be about Teta Kwashi, who found Ghana's cocoa. What research went into that? There was magic, there were spirits, there were special effects, there were people disappearing. Did that really happen with Teta Kwashi? I don't know, but what was the research? Even if you're going to create a parallel world for the character, make us believe it. We had another one that was just ridiculous. 5 minutes of people dancing, mad people dancing in an asylum. That's a mockery of mental health. So we had to put our best foot forward. We had to send material that honored the country, and none of these materials necessarily did that.
All right, so that was Leila there, telling us why they didn't, or they decided not to submit any movie from Ghana for the Academy Awards. So that would be all, George, for
beautiful.
Showbiz this week. But let me tell you what's trending on social media. And apparently, Shatta has a beef going on with Burna Boy.
Oh,
they used to be very much inseparable.
Yes, but
I don't know what's going on.
happening?
But apparently, Burna Boy keeps telling people that he did something bad to him, and he's been, calling him out on social media.
So that's why they are trending at number 1 and 2.
Trending at number 1. Big Sam is trending. I'm trying to figure out why Big Sam. I think it's related to football. Because I see Wolves.
Big Sam, yes.
That's,
West Bromwich.
Yeah.
They beat Wolves.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
I think it was 3-2.
And it looks like a lot of people are hailing him.
My second team, Wolves.
On Twitter. Right. Shatawale is also trending for obvious reasons. I just gave you the reason
Go
why.
to trend number 9.
Say again.
Trend number 9. Check trend number 9.
Showbiz A to Z.
Thank you very much. It's very important. You got to announce that.
That's trending. So a lot of things are trending. You can find out for yourself on Twitter.
And you need to emphasize that that's the only entertainment show in Ghana that trends on Saturdays.
That's right.
Forget the rest. This is the most authoritative.
Absolutely.
And that is why the legendary Black Rasta is here.
Isn't here.
Yeah. The one and only. Yeah. Black Rasta was a sudden ninja went to his studio, wanted to kill him. Some black ninja. They wanted to kill him. Noella Kharyne Yalley, thank you very much.
I'm headed for church.
Before you go, let's quick commentary on the gospel thing, and then the movie thing. Then we go into it. Again.
Yeah.
Yes, you wanted to comment on the gospel one.
In actual fact, all I wanted to say is I monitored Andy Dusty this week on Daybreak Hits.
Yeah.
And this issue came up, and everything went on. And he had Celestine in the studio himself on one of the days, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised he didn't pose these issues that he raised on another station to Celestine when she was there.
Yeah.
That's what has surprised me about this. Because he could have posed the issue of her not paying Payo for her songs and all what he said on that other stage. Eventually, he tried coming back to say he didn't say, but he said it. When I grabbed Andy.
Did he say these things before the interview, Celestine?
It was after.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the morning after the bloggers had blew up the story, he had to come clarify, and then after
because
that
there was a reference to
clarification,
an interview on Sunday on Star FM with Caleb. So I think that interview may have started from the Caleb part.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so Andy's commentary was on the Caliph show.
Yeah.
Before the interview with Celestine.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the story went up.
But no, Uncle Ken is trying to find out that
Even after
did he
his interview.
clarify before, okay, no, I think you were trying to find out whether he clarified before the interview.
Hey, no way.
And he's wondering why he didn't pose that question
directly
or
when she
deal
came
with
in
it.
I mean,
with
you see, for me, in all this, I've been following the conversation. And anyway, sorry, let me come to the panel. Rasta, your take on this one?
I don't know who or what Andy has killed. I am disappointed in his
comeback
facade of a farce of a clarification. That attempt was so needless because it's either she pays or not.
Yeah.
It's not like she's paying to commit a crime or a sin. Payola. Everybody knows if you don't pay, you go hungry.
Black Ross, have you been paying Payola?
No, I've never paid one.
You've never paid Payola, but they play your music.
Hardly.
I thought you were going to ask him whether
he takes Payola.
Do you receive Payola?
Never received any.
George,
But I have a problem.
Okay, one sec. Yeah, Sadiq, go ahead. Yeah, Sadiq, go ahead.
For me, the whole idea of paying to play. I mean, it's a bit problematic.
Oh, no. You're starting a new conversation.
Okay.
Well, let's hold it for another day.
But George, all I wanted to say is this.
Yeah.
Celestine Donko is somebody I like listening to.
Yeah, very brilliant.
She speaks well, she's calm, and she never gets ruffled with interviews.
All right.
And I think it's
a good.
and her
But
songs.
let me take Black Rasta's thoughts on this whole gospel music thing and all that. What do you make of the entire caboodle?
Well, I actually have a problem when they talk about gospel. What really is gospel?
Good question.
Is it about the content? This brother is saying that gospel is about the spirit and not about the character. Yes, I mean, music in general is about the spirit.
Okay.
You see, because if you create something out of nothing,
Yeah.
there must be a certain spirit that is
driving it.
Nothing into something. What is gospel? If you talk about love, if you all these things that are spoken about in the Bible and some other religious books, and you turn that into something else without mentioning Jesus Christ, are you still singing gospel or something else? You see, it's
a tricky situation.
I mean, I had this debate on Hits FM all week.
Oh, okay.
Even a reverend minister had to come in
Interesting.
to even talk about how he finds no problem with, secular and
non-secular
musicians, collaborating together.
Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting one there. Yeah, that's something you were saying.
I tried to ask Abi Nate on the same show whether the problem he has really is because there was a point he kept on making about their market, their gospel market and everything, and not the spirituality angle. And I started to find out from him whether he doesn't have a problem with the Christian faith-based content in the song. He said no. You don't have the problem with the song as well. He said no. But he only has a problem with the people that have been featured, which I also find problematic in me.
Look, Sadiq, don't go too far. We need to move on. We need to have a conversation with Black Rasta. And I think there's a lot of hypocrisy in our gospel space. And if they don't get rid of it, it's going to swallow them. Because look, some of the world's finest gospel songs have been made by people who are languishing in jail for sexual assault, like R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Like R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Look, that guy does gospel that when you listen to, you can go to heaven the following minute.
George.
But his language, so like Black Rasta said, what is gospel? And then every music has some spirit backing it. So let us stop trying to be holier than the Pope.
Before I forget,
Yes.
there are certain award-winning Christian musicians
Mhm.
who owe Akobwa for him having
penned their songs for them. Exactly.
Celestine made that
Yeah.
Listen, in the name of God,
Yeah.
they should pay Akobwa his money, and then if they want to go with Obinake to wherever they want to go, I wish them all the best.
All right, gentlemen, we're moving on. And this song, I don't know whether it is gospel, R&B, hip life, hip hop, but the owner of the song is in the studio and he will explain. Noella Kharyne Yalley, thank you very much. We'll catch up with you again.